While PBIS has been demonstrated to be effective and has been labeled an evidence-based practice by the U.S. Department of Education, its effect is dependent upon the degree to which the school implements the key components. Clearly, even the most effective practices can be ineffective when not applied correctly. We use the term fidelity to refer to how consistently a school is implementing all of the components of PBIS. And research has shown that positive student outcomes are dependent upon the school's fidelity with PBIS. This module describes some basic methods of assessing the fidelity of PBIS implementation in your school. The most validated method of assessing PBIS fidelity is through direct observations using the School Effectiveness Tool, or the SET. The SET is administered by a trained person from outside the school and consists of document review, observations, and interviews with both faculty and students. There are 7 distinct subcategories within the SET, and research has demonstrated that 80% overall score across categories, along with an 80% in the teaching behavioral expectations portion, is predictive of improved student outcomes. This is known as the 80-80 criterion. The advantage of the SET is that it is well validated and provides a very comprehensive assessment of PBIS. The disadvantage is that it requires a trained administrator from outside the school, and it's time-consuming. The Tiered Fidelity Inventory, or TFI, is an abbreviated form of the SET that can be administered by a PBIS coach or used as a self-assessment. So the big advantage of the TFI is that it is much easier to administer. However, along with this simplicity comes a loss of validity, especially when used as a self-assessment. The ABRE School Assessment, or the ASA, consists of a structured interview with PBIS team members and the administrator. It is meant to be administered by someone outside the school. Uniquely, the ASA contains separate subsections for behavior, reading, math, and writing, but can be used solely as a PBIS assessment. Research has shown that 80% overall fidelity on the behavior section of the ASA is associated with a significant decrease in student suspensions. The advantage of the ASA is that it is simpler than the SET and can be administered by anybody who understands PBIS. The disadvantage is that it has not been as well researched and is not as comprehensive as the SET. The Benchmarks of Quality is a comprehensive checklist of key features of PBIS divided into categories. It is meant to serve as a sort of formative self-assessment wherein the PBIS team would look at it each month, identifying areas in need of the attention and making plans that will be assessed again at the next monthly meeting. The big advantage of the BOQ is that it provides the PBIS team with a great way to do self-assessment in an ongoing manner. While there aren't strict scores, there is illumination of the areas in need of work, helping school teams to focus their goals. The disadvantage of the BOQ is that it has not been validated as a summative assessment or linked to outcomes. As you continue to look into PBIS, you're certain to find that there are commercial enterprises out there willing to sell you PBIS materials. But one of the great things about PBIS is that it has been largely developed with support from grants from the federal government and from KDE. As a result of this, the vast majority of resources are available free of charge. We encourage you to visit these websites to find additional information, materials, forms, presentations, and measures that are available to you free of charge. If you have any questions about PBIS in Kentucky, we urge you to contact the Center for Instructional and Behavioral Research in Schools at the University of Louisville through their website at cibrs.com. As we end this final module, take a few minutes to have a simple discussion with your coworkers. Do you monitor the fidelity of your school's instruction and programming for behavior? Where do you believe your school could best focus its energy to create more consistent support systems for behavior?